Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ITTF Liebherr Men's World Cup, coming to you live from Liège, Belgium. I'm your commentator, Adam Bobrow, and we're getting into the third place match for the bronze medal. And I'm shocked to say that Ma Long, the world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and the most dominant player in the last 3 years, will be playing for a bronze medal. Very mixed emotions from fans, but I can tell you, fans watching in China, that there's plenty of support here for Ma Long. The flags flying high throughout the arena. Very strong presence. A strong presence from Chinese fans. But here in Europe, we've got France's own Simone GAUZY playing to a home continent crowd. After an outstanding match, both of these players played incredible matches. 7 gamers, quite taxing and exhausting. Having a little bit over an hour. This should be an interesting experience. Ma Long to lose to Timo Boll. One might argue he's not at his best, but Timo Boll pulling out an incredible performance. Simone GAUZY playing some of the best table tennis we've ever seen from him. So while Ma Long is the heavy favorite here, who knows, anything's possible. If there was ever a time to catch somebody when they're a little less confident, while they're a little bit down, quite frankly, the disappointment that Simone GAUZY experienced in his match versus Dima cannot compare to that of Ma Long's feelings. Wang Hao in the corner. It just almost seems wrong when you're forming brackets. Ma Long playing for a bronze medal in 2017. How is that possible? Especially without Fan Zhendong here, no Xu Xin here, and Lin Gaoyuan eliminated early. So, Timo Boll has been the giant slayer throughout this tournament and has one more, but we have one match before then. And Simone GAUZY, very clever and excellent touch player. Ma Long also quite capable in the chop block game. Outstanding feeling. There could be a lot of amazing highlight points produced here. So we will see what happens. Again, Simone GAUZY, world rank number 13, climbing up in the world rankings. Has a lot to be gained here. And with the new world ranking system that has been officially voted in to come into effect January of 2018, the process has already started. That means whether you beat Ma Long or you beat someone who's ranked 150 in the world to earn the bronze medal, it's all the same. You made it that far in the tournament, you earned the bronze medal. It's not about the opponent, but the place. And again, the patriotism here, the loyalty from the Chinese fans is unrivaled. No question about whose racket that is. I would say not easy to confuse it, but then again, with tons and tons, hundreds of thousands of rackets like that around the world being used, has to be pretty careful not to lose sight of it. Well, I'm sure they'd take fine care of him if he did lose his racket. Again, 2 players with their own rackets. Ma Long collecting more titles. He's the only Chinese male to win the Chinese national games twice. Comes up once every 4 years, is arguably the most difficult competition on the planet. When you really dig deep within the Chinese national team and even outside of the Chinese national team, you have players that could be the leading player on a team, even in the top division of the World Championships for different countries. The United States, Tao Wen-Zhang shows up to play Zhang Jike at the China Open and takes him to his 6th game. 2016, after being a coach for a few years. Speaking of coaches, Wang Hao in the corner. Won here in Liège in 2008 against Timo Boll in the final, but he couldn't get Ma Long through Timo Boll, much like in 2005 when Wang Hao couldn't get through Timo Boll. So we will see. There might be another chance for Ma Long to play Timo Boll in a World Cup later on in career. 23-year-old Simone GAUZY with a big test here. And the team in his corner, Patrick Sheila. I've been with him the whole tournament. It's Some amazing highlights. It was Simon GAUZY who caught the ball on his racket after a miss hit from up high, demonstrating his touch. It's also interesting between body language and watching the eyes of a player before they receive a serve. Simon GAUZY's eyes, it's clear that there's something going on, whether it's a mantra, something to help his mental game that he's prepared to tell himself beforehand, or just considering his options and staying focused. His eyes move differently than many others before he receives a serve. So this will be a best-of-7 match. Let's see what happens. Again, Ma Long, the most unbeaten player in the last 3 years. But he's already lost twice, and there's the horn that the fans love so much, heard in France. And right here in the stadium in Liège, Belgium.
First game.
So GAUZY will start with the serve. Ma Long on the receive, love all. Not a bad start. Risky long serve and then right down the line the other way. Strong start once again. Third ball attack for GAUZY. Now for me, this is interesting. I think about motivation. If this is the bronze medal match at the World Cup and there were 2 players from China playing in the final, it's quite a different match.
Love 3.
But then if you think about it, Simon GAUZY has a huge opportunity here. To take this bronze medal over Ma Long would be amazing. And for Ma Long to lose this match could be pretty detrimental.
3-1.
Maybe detrimental is a little bit of an overstatement, but just simply a question about motivation or fight, what's left. Beautiful counter exchange from behind the table. GAUZY with a few big shots, but Ma Long stays steady on top of the side and topspin there. I mean, Ma Long obviously has secured himself quite a secure future. But losing to Timo and then to Simon GAUZY, as strong as both of those opponents are still within the Chinese national team, the standard is so high. Losing to a foreigner, period, it's pretty much the worst news you can bring back home. Yeah, from a player psychology standpoint, it really still feels like we're watching something that's a misprint. Ma Long in the bronze medal match. How is this possible? For Simon GAUZY, it could be looked at as an unfortunate situation, but I think quite frankly, for him, he looks at it as a great opportunity.
7-3.
So from 3-3, now 4 in a row for Ma Long. Popped up a little bit. GAUZY had the fortune of keeping it deep on the table, but still just too high. Little break off the net from Ma Long to help set it up, and the apology quickly. Whoa. GAUZY had his hand up for a moment. It looked like he was apologizing, and the ball came down. He ended up winning the points. Caught standing upright for a bit, recovering the net ball. Oh, burned just out of reach. Almost looking like a cartoon for a moment, trying to get his footing to chase this ball back down the middle of the table. Started to turn to set up for the next shot, and Ma Long plays it right back.
9-5.
Nice counter off the bounce. Again, the scoreboard tilted one way pretty heavily early on. But GAUZY not giving up. Rack it up. This is not only an amazing opportunity for a huge defeat, but a great learning experience regardless of the outcome.
10-5.
Not many players have the opportunity to play against Ma Long, especially not under pressure. 5 game points for Ma Long to take the first. Ma Long does it, 11 points to 5. Game 1 goes to the dictator. We'll see what happens. Game 2, Simon GAUZY versus Ma Long coming up right after this.
Second game, match serve. Love all.
Back for game 2 in the bronze medal match. Ma Long leading 1-0.
1 love.
From this camera angle, it looked like the serve was quite long. But just based on the contact, you imagine it was pretty close to the back edge of the table.
Love 2. One, two.
And a bold long serve. It's one thing that we can definitely say about Simon GAUZY. Even in his match against Dima, he went down taking risks, trying a long serve. Not playing afraid.
2-all.
It's always easy to second guess yourself and regret a decision, but I think going for it is one way to have less regret in general.
3-2.
Seemed like it was slow motion for Ma Long. Took an extra moment to take the shot. Heavy side and top coming in. The ball really staying low. GAUZY gonna have to make some adjustments. Now, for many people, when they're having their first experience playing a top Chinese player, again, they've got the Chinese tacky rubber on the forehand, the full arm stroke, open face of the racket. The trajectory is a little bit different than most of the loops that they're used to dealing with in Europe. Again, a long serve pays off. Ma Long looks a little bit flat-footed and deflated, you could understand. Still, was able to take game 1 quite steadily.
5-3.
We've seen this with a lot of the greats, between fluctuation and also just motivation. Zhang Jike, when it didn't matter quite as much. And the strawberry, so fast, deep into the backhand side for the point. I was going to say, though, that when it really matters, Ma Long in the last 3 years has been able to rise to the occasion and find that extra little gallon of gas. So the backhand-to-backhand exchange at high pace. GAUZY keeps up 2 points in a row to tie it up. Oh, slipping way out wide after the shot. But Ma Long testing the footwork, waiting patiently. Says, yeah, I'm just going to wait here until you decide to turn and use your forehand. Interestingly enough, it was off the backhand that Ma Long turned from the middle of the table more though. We can't count Simon GAUZY out. I mean, he's fought quite hard throughout this tournament. Even against Jung Sung-un, the last time they played, Jung Sung-un won the match. So Simon GAUZY has been playing, I'd say, above his level, creating a new standard. A little bit of vocalization there from Ma Long. You have to imagine that having the crowd chanting for him adds a little bit more motivation. Reminds him who he's playing for. Not much question about it with the flags around the arena. Another long serve into the backhand. Simon GAUZY's contact has been very subtle. The shovel serve, sometimes kicking, sometimes floating a little bit, sometimes biting. Nice bend there with the side spin into the body and then bending out to the forehand side. Good opportunity for GAUZY, but Ma Long ties it up. I like the patterns GAUZY's making. Again, you only have 2 serves in a row. GAUZY from the long bending one into the backhand side to half long. A little bit shorter on the forehand side. Very similar motion. Oh, the edge of the table for Ma Long. Sky lob comes down. If that one's clean on the table, still going to be difficult to reach. It was a little bit shallow inside the table. Forced into one more push. GAUZY was looking for the attack and changed his mind, thought it was out of reason. Oh, Strawberry does not come down. Simon GAUZY has used that receive so effectively in the past 2 days. But against Ma Long serves, it's going to be a little bit different. Short serves. That backspin goes a little extra ways out here. A little bit of bite on the table, the grit. 1 game point saved, 1 to go for GAUZY. No, Simon GAUZY from way behind the table. Fishing counterattacks, not a sky lob. These are all kicking away from the net, deep on the table. And from the middle, side and top spin, and finally Ma Long's counter goes off. Fan in the front on his feet. This gives you a real spatial awareness of what's happening, what it looks like, the give and take. Just by footing, Ma Long should be in control at that point, and typically is. What a save, 2 points in a row, now deuce in game 2. Another edge for Ma Long. A break here. Simon GAUZY's got a tough enough battle as is. Definitely hope for a little bit of luck to help him out. Ma Long quickly apologizing. Still seems like his head is only partially here. Step around pays off. Completely around the table on the backhand side for the extra power that he gets. As strong as Simon GAUZY's backhand is, he's got a fuller swing. It's a bit more out of the legs on that forehand stroke. Second deuce point. Starts slow and changes it up with the parallel out to the forehand. So Simon GAUZY with a game point. That's an ability that's going to be so crucial, so beneficial in the growth of Simone GAUZY, that subtle backhand change. Wow! Thought the serve got away. It was too long. Ma Long opens up and anticipated well. Simone GAUZY gets there to counter. The banana is waiting, and so is the next game. One game apiece. Game 3 coming up right after this. Back for game number 3, tied up at 1 game apiece. Simone GAUZY with some momentum and the serve. Ooh, close. I think Ma Long has served more aces than anybody still playing the game on the world level, and Simone GAUZY tries to do the same against the fast feet of the dictator. It's a very crisp backhand. The sound, the contact, and everything else from Ma Long. Simone GAUZY with a little bit more arc takes the point. Oh, ripping shot. GAUZY has to be careful not to hit the net or move the table. Comes all the way in as this one comes down. Anticipation once again, and Ma Long's chop block left too high up on 1 foot. That's the swatting Jorgen Persson backhand we've seen for decades. Measuring the net to make sure it's at the proper height. See this one more time. Scores 1-1 right now. Seems like there's no more conversation about it. The point is Simone GAUZY's. That wouldn't be the first time that Simone GAUZY had an important, well, I guess an even more important point against Jun Mizutani, match point, where he had to avoid hitting the net. Oh, touch. Talked about the touch of GAUZY before. Look at this again here. Forehand tomahawk chop block. Bit of extra spin coming in from Ma Long to play it to the short side of the table. Oh, Simone was the accent. I thought people were cheering for Timo, and I was like, yeah, he's playing great this tournament, but doesn't seem appropriate right now. Once again, that backhand, the bend of the wrist out to the forehand side. It's paid off on a few occasions now for GAUZY in this match. He starts from the middle, and this is exactly where Ma Long is going to pinpoint him. This is one of the reasons that shot is so valuable. It's a great recovery from a shot that could otherwise be a point of indecision. Oh, goes completely around looking like Xu Xin with that sweep step. Soft touch. How loaded with spin this next ball is from GAUZY. If it comes down, it's going to be tough, but Ma Long has incredible touch, able to close the racket. And Simon GAUZY does it right back. Both players have left the table, left it unguarded, left it wide open. There's so many different things to credit for Simon GAUZY's improvement, or just simply things to acknowledge that he's doing better out here. One is keeping the racket up, two, playing the ball closer to the table. But also his consistency from behind the table. He's really quickly getting into counter loops. His percentages have gone way up from his backhands, or with his backhands from behind the table. And as I mentioned earlier today, moving back into the table when he's behind puts a lot more pressure on his opponent.
5, 6.
Still a 1-point lead for GAUZY. Ma Long creeping in. Nice change of pace. One a little bit slower and then comes back with the speed. Ma Long is the master of changing pace. We've seen it against Fan Zhendong from the men's singles final at the World Championships. Fan club right there has definitely seen it. Love Ma Long, love I. Just reading the sign there. That's magical. To hit the ball that hard, have it come right back and play once again. Spin shot power. That short stroke forehand from Simon GAUZY. I know he's been working with Coach Mounier, Jean-René Mounier, who works with him, and Ugo Calderano. Very patient play. He was tempted, looking to go for the attack as the ball sat up, and changed his mind to play it soft. As long as you have the soft hands, the soft touch, that can be very effective, because if it looks like you're going to attack, your opponent tends to back up and then is late for the soft shot coming in.
6, 5.
So after 3 points in a row, the streak is broken. Ma Long takes a point. Recovery off the top of the net. Simon GAUZY, a little bit of a break. Yos and then apologizes. But he had a net coming in as well. I think that's pretty fair to cheer that. 4 game points for Simon GAUZY. Skylob does not come down. GAUZY 11-6 goes up 2 games to 1 over Ma Long. Wow. We'll see game 4. Could it continue? Stay right here to find out.
Communication service, le véhicule matriculé LUV 655 est déplié et déplacé sur véhicule de toute urgence. LUV 655 est déplié et déplacé sur véhicule de toute urgence.
Ma Long fans watching right now as the players are warned not to waste time to come back to the table. Subtle optimism there. Hope but concern for the fans of Ma Long in the crowd.
1.
A little bit off the top of the net, but a quick move by Simon GAUZY. Ma Long turns the corner, leaves an opening on the forehand side. Clever idea, but very wise. It seemed quite intentional that Simon GAUZY realized when there was heavy spin on the ball, it would be safer to play it back to the length of the table, cross court. And the last one feels that he's got enough height to come back flat and fast. And when we talked about motivation earlier, the fans late in the last game were getting quite into it. I think it's the first time I've heard there be more support for the non-Chinese player in the crowd. Strawberry flies long and the catch. Reaction time, no problem. Man who catch fly with chopstick, accomplish anything. So now we've seen Simon GAUZY catch the ball with his racket, virtually bounceless, and the same with his left hand quickly. The backhand to backhand rallies. Again, the quality of Ma Long's shots, unrivaled. And the body language of Ma Long, it still looks like he's a bit broken from the loss in the last round. Not to write him off, but he manages to back Simon GAUZY off the table a bit in this rally. The last shot, Simon GAUZY started to move back. No, just out of reach from that far back. There's too much ground to cover side to side. Risky shot. But Ma Long down the line takes the point. The teeth start to show up from the Chinese fans. And more specifically, the Ma Long fans. It's easy to get ahead of yourself while watching a match like this, thinking about what it would mean if Simon GAUZY won this match. What it would mean for Ma Long, what it would mean for the other players on the Chinese national team. Oh, thought it might have caught the edge, GAUZY. Look at that, so close. This is, again, a guy who knows that if that ball comes down on the table too soft, he's very unlikely to stay in the point. See him go for this counter one more time. Oh, so close.
7-5.
Not too often we see someone diving in table tennis. They're leaving their feet or landing on their back. I guess leaving their feet, yes, but not with the intention of landing on their side or their back. Timo Boll actually falling to the ground against Ma Lin in 2009, playing a shot from the ground. The backhand to backhand exchange. Simon GAUZY's won a surprisingly high percentage of these rallies. But this one doesn't work out for him. He tends to be more effective when he breaks the rhythm. Soft shot in there first. From way down low, almost puts it down. Again, heavy side with the top spin. Not a bad recovery to stay in this point, but much more shallow on the table. Ma Long slowing it down. And this is that bait. Simon GAUZY's done this before as well. Inviting his opponent to step around for the forehand and then block it, counter it back out. 5 game points for Ma Long. And Ma Long ties it up at 2 games each. We'll see. The advantage is gone. They're dead even coming into Game 5. Stay right here. Game 5 coming up after this. Back for game number 5. Simone GAUZY to start with the serve. Stober shooting the short side of the table. Ma Long taking the first point.
Left one.
A little bit more spring in the step. The depth on the table for Ma Long's shots. This feels a little bit more specific and aggressive, I'd say. First point for GAUZY in this game. There again, the backhand parallel when Ma Long's turning the corner. As strong as Ma Long's backhand is, his forehand is still the weapon of choice. This is true of most players in the world. That's why we see Simone GAUZY running so far to get the forehand in from the backhand side. Test of footwork once again. Both of the players have the skill to block that short side forehand. First towel break of the game, Ma Long leading 4-2. The placement here, nobody home on the wide forehand. A risky shot exits the side of the table. It's not just being bold, it's practicing being bold under pressure so that when the time comes, you're confident enough to take that chance. Length of that receive, difficult shot for Ma Long. This one's just too much out of reach, too deep to the corner. GAUZY's recovered a lot of these. Ma Long bringing in a little extra speed here as he turns. Still, even with that full arm stroke, the balance of Ma Long's body, he's ready to move back to the middle of the table. Simone GAUZY looking over at the coach's corner for a minute, as if to say the ball's going down. It's not the first time we've seen him unhappy with the contact on the ball. Does not come down. A well-calculated shot, but Ma Long right there to continue and bring it back with power. Floating one. This is the one that a lot of people overhit. GAUZY tried to play it safe for placement. So it's starting to feel like Ma Long running away with this a bit. The last game as well. Big chance, Simon GAUZY, if he goes up 3-1, Ma Long is going to be under serious pressure. But Timo Boll beat Ma Long from down 1-3. Seen a few service errors throughout the day, but when you're taking some risky shots and going for bold serves, it's going to happen. It's part of the game. If you want to make an omelet, you have to crack a few eggs. That metaphor is not part of the game, but I guess it sort of is in a metaphor way.
9-6.
Spinny ball, change of pace, and Ma Long looking a bit disappointed, a bit frustrated. Finally, a shot that doesn't come back. Ma Long tested on all the blocks on the backhand side, and when he gets the fuller stroke in on the forehand, it catches the edge of the racket.
Timeout, Ma.
And now a timeout for Ma Long. When you think about the motivation of the players between the body language, Jael Ma Long, he says, when you think about the motivation, I mean, for Simon GAUZY, he's going to be fighting every point, every shot to win the point because it's a huge opportunity. For Ma Long, he just has a lot to lose, quite frankly. A bronze medal for Ma Long is the type of thing that, I mean, I don't know if he'd give it away to a fan here in the crowd, but when you have as many gold medals and titles, bronze medal is a reminder that maybe you're not playing as well as you have been the last 2.5 years of your life. Now, who knows? It's just one tournament, and it's a loss to a very worthy opponent, Timo Boll, who's playing incredible table tennis. It's not a coincidence. It's also the welcome back tournament for Ma Long after not playing international players for some time. But, again, the motivation is very positive for Simon GAUZY. He's got a lot to gain. For Ma Long, just trying to protect, not lose this match. It's like every other sports movie you've seen. You shouldn't be playing to not lose. You have to play to win. I think Ma Long's quite familiar with that, with Wang Hao in the corner. Can't have a much stronger team. Oh, on 1 foot, he can't recover the ball. I'd love to see that one again. Very close, well anticipated from Ma Long. The whip comes back on 1 foot. Just can't get the backhand side of the racket to cover that wide. Ma Long 11-7 steps into the lead, 3 games to 2, and we'll be back for game number 6 right after this. back for game number 6. Simone GAUZY fighting for a chance to take this in game 7. Ma Long looking to finish it now, secure the bronze medal for China. Sounded like the edge of the table timeout here. Simone GAUZY quick to go back to the corner. We often see timeouts, especially early in games, with a 3-point differential. But you know, the progress, I'd say, or the evolution of the timeout, it also depends on who's on the other side of the table, right? A 2-point lead early on in the game might be much more recoverable for Simone GAUZY. He might feel down and out if he's down 0-3 at the start of game 6. Again, Ma Long only needs one more game. In case you're just tuning in and haven't been a part of the magical experience that has been the Men's World Cup 2017, the Liebherr Men's World Cup, following this will be an all-German final. Yes, an all-German final between Timo Boll and Dmitry Ovtcharov, who have a very rich history of producing incredible matches. Interestingly enough, the last time they played was at the China Open final. So, let's see what happens. But before then, we're here in game 6, pretty deep in the match with Simone GAUZY and Ma Long. Back from the timeout, GAUZY with the serve. The racket has been twiddled. Does not bend back on. He was almost trying to mind bend the ball to watch it and will it onto the table. Ma Long with a lot of power here. GAUZY missed on the same part of the table against Dmitry Ovtcharov. In almost every lob rally there was, and here a little bit off the top of the net for Ma Long. Still going to be a very difficult ball for Simone GAUZY. Beautiful counter, first point. And at 4-0 again, it feels like a bit of a runaway, but really it's only 4 points. Quickly recoverable in the best first 1-11 win by 2 game. We've seen much bigger leads recovered, being down 4-10 against Lin Gaoyuan, for example.
1-5.
First towel break of the game, and Ma Long back up by 4. If this were a long distance run, this is the time where the guy who's behind is going to have to make his break to get in front of his opponent. That's one way to do it. Quick turn and firepower from off the table. Full stroke from GAUZY. Bit of side spin on it as well. Makes it bend to the deep backhand. This one goes under the net. Every once in a while that's confusing from this camera angle, but the big backhand attempt from GAUZY off the table, a fearless counter backhand.
Let 6-2.
Bit of side, a little bit slower shot, but heavy top and side spin there. GAUZY still within reach.
Please play, 6-3.
Players warned to please play. I think this is something that will also be more heavily enforced in the future of table tennis. Time between points. There it is again. It starts with the strawberry and it ends with the parallel backhand. GAUZY, that is the bread and butter right now. Backhand to backhand exchange, knowing that Ma Long might want to turn the corner, and then changing it up. Ma Long just a little bit slow to get out for that wide forehand. 2-point game, Simone with 2 serves here. Shot block goes out, 1 point game. GAUZY looking to take this to a 7th. Very musical hand there holding the ball.
Malong, please, Malong.
Yellow card for Malong for stalling.
5-6.
And he immediately goes down to fix his shoe. Not too often you see Malong yellow carded.
6-4.
He definitely looks flustered. This is quite a comeback here. GAUZY all the way back in. I remember 6-3 down. What, 1-5 at the first towel break? That would make it 5 out of the last 6 points that have gone to Simon GAUZY. Sounded like someone was cheering Fang Bo. That'd be interesting.
6-0.
Then again, through the headphones, it's tough to know. A lot of people here in the stadium far away. Probably mishearing on my part.
Net. 6-0.
Whoa! I mean, that is the absolute last square inch of the table to the very corner. When he hit this ball, it almost looked like it was a mistake. There was no way. That's wider than the net post. This is a sneaky shot from Simon GAUZY. I want to see what happened on that one more time. It happened so quickly. Thank you very much. And the ice cream cone flip. And it's the backhand. Look at that pose. That could be a silhouette for a t-shirt, a new logo for a brand. Oh, the double pump, the hesitation. Wasn't sure if it was going to come long enough. He's not happy about the hesitation. Of course, these are the points that could determine if there's a game 7 or not. Malong changing it up a bit to the middle of the table, a bit slower. Now a 2-point lead. Still isn't over. Will help off the top of the net. GAUZY counters within 1 point. Seems like maybe Malong's anticipating that down the line backhand. Covering it a little bit more, making GAUZY hesitant to play it there. Malong's forehand is the greater weapon. Oh, the opportunity's there. Has to go bold, tries for a good receive. Now 2 match points for Malong to secure the bronze medal over Simon GAUZY, who's had an incredible tournament.
Left. 8-10.
One point saved. One more match point to go for Simon GAUZY. Again, if Malong wins this point, he takes the bronze medal. And if Simon GAUZY wins this game, spectators around the world watch Game 7. And it will not be Game 7. Malong takes the bronze medal. The Chinese flag up in the air, and Simon GAUZY with an incredible tournament and a valiant effort here. Really had a chance. A good handshake and a pat on the back from Malong. And Wang Hao with the sort of satisfactory face as if to say, well, the bronze medal was all we had left, but there's a lot to talk about here. Questions of motivation, questions of fight. Who knows what the future will be? Welcome back, Malong, to the international table tennis scene. A bronze medal for Malong, a bit like a consolation prize. An outstanding effort again from Simon GAUZY. We've got one more match coming up today to finish this tournament, and it should be a thriller. It's the 2 top players of Europe, both from the German team, Timo Boll and Dmitry Ovcharov coming up right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, Ma Long, a bronze medalist, médaille de bronze. Ma Long, another very, very tough match here in Liège, but fantastic performance. Congratulations, bronze medalist. Normally you want to win the gold. You win many golds in your career, but how do you feel?
这场比赛呢也很激烈，然后虽然是铜牌，您经常赢的是金牌嘛，但是这场比赛的话，感想怎么样？
确实上午比赛输的还是非常遗憾嘛，但既然选择打，还是希望自己能够尽自己的努力去争取每一场胜利吧。然后这场比赛我觉得赢的还是非常艰苦，也值得。
Indeed, I was deeply disappointed with my performance this morning, but since I come here, I want to put the best I can present to all the audience. So in this game, I really focused on the game, and it's worthwhile.
Fantastic. And with that semi-final, Ma Long, how do you recover from a match like that? Obviously against Timo Boll, an unbelievable match. How do you recover to come and play the bronze medal match so well like you did?
因为在这场比赛之前不久嘛，刚刚输给波尔，是怎么样迅速的调整状态，然后投入到这场比赛中的呢？
确实比赛时间很紧吧，然后因为上午比赛其实输的自己也尽力了，然后这场比赛也希望自己能够就像刚才说，尽自己努力去打，所以你要想赢，必须要全力以赴吧，还是让自己精神集中。
I think if you want to win, you have to be 100% focused on the game. Indeed, the last match was left a strong impression, but I focused my mind on this game, so I managed to win in the end.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, Ma Long, médaille de bronze, bronze medalist at the Leap Year 2017 Men's World Cup